Hey everybody, Dr. Knuckle here, and I'm here with another sleep tip. We're going to keep going with the melatonin idea, and this time we're going to talk about the room environment. So we already talked about dimming the lights prior to bed, and then we talked about devices prior to bed, but what about when you're actually in bed trying to sleep? What can you do to try to help yourself sleep in the moment? Let's say you skip the other things and now you're in bed and you need to make sure that your environment is right. Well, we probably already know that it's best to sleep in the dark, but what about that? You may think that, well, if the room is dark, but I have a TV on, that may be okay. Hopefully, if you caught the one on devices, you realize that may not actually be okay, and it isn't really the best for you. It will be inhibiting your sleep. So, but what about if you have like a low ambient light, or let's say even a nightlight, or something, even sometimes light that you don't intentionally mean to be casting light into your room, like the clock, or if you have like a I mean, VCRs are kind of the old, yeah, that shows my age, but DVD player or something like that that emits light, or radio or something to that effect. But if you have something in there that's making light where it's not pitch black, that actually does interrupt your sleep. Now, you may be thinking that a low light with your eyes closed is really not that big of a deal. But interestingly enough, research shows that if your eyes are closed, but there is still light in the room, even if it's a low light, that light does actually penetrate your eyelids. I mean, the truth is we know that anecdotally, if we were in a bright room and we close our eyes, or if we're in a pitch black room and we close our eyes, we can tell the difference. And so that does in fact affect your ability to sleep. And if you're in a room with some light, even if it's low light, and your eyes are closed, it can affect your melatonin production. You want it to be being produced at its highest level while you're sleeping. And if you have anything that's interrupting that, it will affect your sleep. And research shows that what this does, if you have light that is coming through your eyelids, is that it fragments your sleep. That means it leads to more awakenings overnight. So what you need to do is you have to sleep as best as possible in pitch black darkness. Now, in some situations, this is difficult to achieve depending on your bedroom environment, your home environment. But if you have blinds, pull the blinds. If you have like street lights that still poke through the holes in the blinds, then maybe you need curtains. Maybe you need blackout curtains. If you have a situation where you don't have blinds, or cost is an issue, this may sound funny and it may look a little funny, but aluminum foil is actually very effective and it's cheap. So that's an alternative. And then, other things to consider, like I'd mentioned, some of the devices that may exist in your room that you don't give really much thought to, put a covering over that. I used to have something in my room that would emit light, and it was on a device, but it didn't need to be there, but I wasn't going to move it out of the room. So I would just put something in front of it and it blocked the light so that it wasn't coming at me. It was like I don't remember if it was a blue or red dot that used to sort of stare at me. And I just put something from it and problem solved. But it would sometimes distract me otherwise. And then in some cases, depending on your environment, you could have sources coming from the door. So if you have light that, if you can close your bedroom door, but light still either comes in underneath or something, then try to block that however you can that's suitable for your environment. If it requires like a towel or something across the bottom, something that can help to try to prevent that. Another thing to mention is that you may have where it starts out pitch black, but as either the day progresses, like coming into morning, or that at certain hours street lights come on or something, where it doesn't maintain pitch blackness throughout the night, then that would be another situation where you need to mitigate it and kind of get ahead of the ball. So you plan in advance to block those lights once they're ready to come in. If you're in a situation where you're not able to have blackout curtains, you can't put a towel in front of the door, you can't drape something over a clock to try to block the light, then the best next solution would be to wear an eye mask, something that you can put over your eyes and it will block the light for the entire night, and then you just can take it off. And maybe, you know, that would be better for certain people that are in households that have people that are up at different hours and it can't be pitch black for everybody, or you have you're older or have older folks living with you, or kids that need night lights. Either category would need night lights, you know, then to do it for you. Or maybe you are the older person and need a night light in the event that you have to wake up to go to the bathroom. I don't want you to trip and fall, because that is a whole other bag of worms to worry about. So I would still want you to have a lighted path. And if you don't have something that can flip on easily, like low light, by the way, if you don't have something that can flip on easily, then, and it has to just kind of be on there continuous in case you need to get to the bathroom, then a face mask that covers your eyes, eye mask, however you want to refer to it, may be the better bet for you, so that it's pitch black for the moment, and then you can take it off, take care of business, and then come back to bed. Or, you know, like I mentioned, if it's household people that you have to accommodate as well. Okay, so that's the tip for today, is to maintain or figure out how best to make your bedroom as dark as possible. Okay, have a good rest of the day, good sleep, and I'll see you next time. Bye.